Yeah, that's the video. I got a bit of a reputation here on YouTube. I'm the Steven Universe guy. I'm the Cartoon Network guy. I'm the guy who plays a bunch of random video games based on cartoons as a way to avoid facing the uncomfortable truth that all the things I love are coming to an end, time is marching forward, and one day I'll be an old, decrepit, dusky husk of a man who spent all his time living in denial that the funny cartoon show ended. I'm living my best life. But yeah, I do a lot of videos on cartoon video games. I'm always on the lookout for new games based on my favorite shows. And then in comes MultiVersus. Like MultiVersus, a new platform fighter from Warner Brothers who is not sponsoring today's video, so I can call him Stinky all I want. They can't stop me. You know what you did. So yeah, MultiVersus is a platform mascot fighter, which is basically a fancy way of saying it's Super Smash Bros. Like, fully a Smash Bros. Clone. And it is chock full of characters from all across Warner Brothers' most classic nerd franchises. You got DC Comics, Game of Thrones, Looney Tunes, Scooby-Doo, and, of all things, Adventure Time and Steven Universe. Oh, it's like a gift! Wrapped in those blinding CMYK Cartoon Network colors and just presented on a silver platter. As soon as this game was announced, I knew I had to make a video about it. In fact, before this game was announced, I knew I had to make a video on it, because it actually leaked on Twitter back in October 2021. And seeing this lineup straight up melted my brain, dude. Steven Universe sitting right next to Batman was not something I expected to see that day. Only one of these characters has killed before. But after nearly a year of waiting, the game is finally released into open beta. So let's check it out. But first, I should say, this isn't a review of MultiVersus. I don't really do reviews, quote unquote. And it's not gonna be some kind of in-depth analysis or whatever either. I'm just here to see what this game's about and check out what it has to offer me as a fan of Steven Universe and Adventure Time. Everything else is... it's alright. Also, of course, if you like these videos and want to see more, be sure to hit that big red subscribe button right below this video and ring the little gray bell next to it to make sure you get notified every time I post a new video. Also, as always, I've got cool FootofaFerret merch like socks, pins, shirts, and some cool stuff coming soon, all linked in the description down below or in this little banner as well. Check that out if you like, and let's get back to the thing now, please. So, this whole shebang starts with a tutorial where you play as Shaggy, who, weirdly enough, is basically the face of this game. All the marketing for MultiVersus is completely based around the fact that they made that Ultra Instinct Shaggy meme real in this game. Like zoinks! Like zoinks. That's like the most reductive way to do a Shaggy impression. Like zoinks, man! Anyway, this tutorial goes on for way too long, considering this is almost one for one the same controls as Smash. But I finally get past it, get into MultiVersus proper, and finally get to see the full character lineup. Starting off with the DC side of things, we got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Harley Quinn. On the Hanna-Barbera side of things, we got Shaggy, Velma, Tom, and Jerry. For Looney Tunes, there's Bugs Bunny and Taz the Tasmanian Devil. Then there's kind of the miscellaneous characters, like the Iron Giant, Arya Stark from Game of Thrones, the game's only original character, Rain Dog, and then of course we have Finn and Jake from Adventure Time, and Steven and Garnet from Steven Universe. Oh, and LeBron James. Classic fictional character, LeBron James. And every single one of these characters has full voice acting from their iconic voice actors, except for Steven. Yeah, quick fact, the normal voice of Steven, Zach Callison, has actually taken a step away from acting recently to prioritize their mental health. So for the first time ever, Steven has a new voice actor, Daniel Devanere, who honestly does a really solid job. They definitely sound Steven-esque, even if it is kinda clear that it's a new voice. But yeah, we got Finn, Jake, Garnet, and Steven, and I cannot start this game with anyone other than my boy Steven. But apparently, I'm not allowed to have fun yet. See, technically, MultiVersus is a free-to-play game with in-game purchases, which, you know, is fine, but the catch of the free version is you only get access to 4 characters at a time on some kind of rotation system. All the other characters you have to either grind to unlock or buy with money. And right now, the only characters available for free are Finn, Garnet, Superman, and Rain Dog. Like, okay, I get it. In order to make the game free, they gotta find some other ways to monetize it, whatever. But come on! Only 4 characters at a time, and one of them's the OC? That's just kinda lame. Expand it a little bit. Come on. But you know, it's whatever. It's not like this kind of game lives and dies by its character roster or anything. I'm salty today. And of course, that means if I want to play as my favorite character, Steven, I gotta pony up. Stupid game industry locking Steven behind a paywall. Fine! Take my $10. Ugh. Now, for my purposes, I only really want to focus on the Steven Universe and Adventure Time characters. I'm sorry, I just don't really have much to say about Tom and Jerry. So yeah, if you really wanted to know my thoughts on the Iron Giant and LeBron James and the girl from the show I haven't seen, I'm sorry. So, like I said, the game is basically Super Smash Bros. You and some other players get tossed into the ring and just fight to the death. There's 1v1, there's free-for-all, there's team battles where 2 players go against 2 other players. That's kind of unique. You punch, kick, do special attacks, and that's pretty much it. So I entered a 1v1 match as my boy Steven and faced off against Superman. All right, let's go. I've been playing Smash Bros. My entire life.
Match point.
Never said I was good at it. Yeah. Maybe I should have mentioned, I'm very bad at fighting games, and it turns out most of the people interested in fighting games are pretty good at fighting games. So I'm gonna spare you the nitty-gritty details of how these fights went. And just focus on what we came here for. The fan service. How many Easter eggs and references did they shove into this thing? So, starting with Steven, he seems to be one of the more complicated characters. Because this game does focus on those team-based battles, some of the characters are more support than outright killing machines. Yes, Steven will pound your face in and kick you into the horizon with a smile on his face, but he's not the same kind of all-out fighter that, say, Garnet is. He's more of a support character, so he can be a little bit harder to get to grips with. But just kind of looking at his moveset, he floats down after a jump just like in the show, and he can form shields and force fields. Ooh, I wonder what he used that one for. Hopefully not cold-blooded murder. And as a support character, Steven also can use his healing powers. He licks his hand, plops it on the ground, and creates this, like, area of effect healing spot, which also, spawns a watermelon Steven who will help you fight? That's not really what I expected to happen, but it's kind of cool. It's another little reference. And when they die, they scream. They were so young. Also, can we acknowledge just how huge Steven is? Like, look at his size compared to everyone else. This dude is a giant. But despite being a beast with the power to both create and take away life, Steven isn't really doing so hot in these battles, which means I am losing a lot. I'm not really good at this game, so as much as I hate to abandon my boy, I think it's time I try another character. From one pile of unchecked mental trauma to another, it's Finn the Human from Adventure Time. And this dude's kind of the Link of this game. I mean, he's fast, his sword, that's it. Well, there's a little bit more to it than that. Though he does have a similar spin attack using his backpack instead of a sword. His main special attack is actually a high five, blah, 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 blah. What's with the coins? Yeah, so for some reason, anytime Finn attacks someone, they bleed money, shooting out a bunch of gold coins onto the battlefield. Finn's the only one who can collect them. Yeah, I think. Honestly, I can hardly tell what's going on sometimes. But collecting enough of them allows Finn to purchase some upgrades from Choose Goose. Oh, it's the Choose Goose. Make your choice. I think he rhymes when he talks, but I can't think of a rhyme, but it's a Choose Goose on the loose. Oh no. These upgrades include a speed boost, some armor, and, BMO? You have to buy BMO? Did Choose Goose kidnap BMO and is now ransoming them back to Finn? Okay. So if you buy BMO, you can basically use them as a meat shield. Or I guess a tech shield? They block attacks and do massive damage, whatever. But for the life of me, I can't actually get this to work in battle. I keep trying to access my item shop during matches, but for some reason, everyone keeps trying to punch me. Everyone around me is just way too fast. I just can't process all this and... Next character. Garnet! Here we go, back to Steven Universe. Let's see what she's got going on. When I was scrolling through the characters, I noticed Garnet actually had this little stamp above her that said recommended, so I don't know, maybe I'll have a fighting chance this time. I'm drinking lighter fluid. Oh no. So Garnet seems like a bit more of an outright brawler. She doesn't really have any weapons or healing powers. She just punch. Sometimes she punch big, sometimes she punch far. She punch. Honestly, in my time playing as Garnet, I didn't notice too many Easter eggs or referential quirks in her moveset. mostly just punch. But Garnet is a perfect example of just how well this game has nailed these characters' personalities. Like, no, there aren't a bunch of super obvious Easter eggs or references in Garnet's moveset, but every move, jump, attack, voice line, emote, it's all completely faithful to the character. The same with all the characters I've looked at. These aren't just random fighters in mascot costumes, these really do feel like the characters, and I think the devs deserve real props for that. But maybe I should stop hopping from character to character every 5 minutes and actually try to, get better at the game. So sticking as Garnet, I hop into a couple of one-on-one matches against LeBron James, never gonna get used to that. And I implemented every combo, special, armor break, every kick, punch strategy I had learned so far, and definitely didn't spam the same move over and over for 3 minutes. But it paid off and I won. Finally! That is satisfying. I legit think I just accidentally put the game on hard mode by starting as Steven. So, while I'm finally not getting my tuchus handed to me every match, let's actually zoom out a bit and take a look at some of these stages. Surprisingly, there aren't a ton. Only 6, really. There's the Batcave, a Scooby-Doo Haunted Mansion, an original stage, the Get Schwifty stage from Rick and Morty, and guess who's getting added as DLC soon? And of course, there's the Tree Fort from Adventure Time and the Sky Arena from Steven Universe. Now we're talking! If you're not familiar, the Tree Fort is Finn and Jake's home in Adventure Time, and the Sky Arena is that place in Steven Universe where Pearl got stabbed. And the stages look perfect. Just like the characters, these feel incredibly faithful, if a little simple. But they still squeeze a few Easter eggs and references in there. Every now and then on the Tree Fort, you might spot Lady Rainicorn flying in the background, or you might see the infamous Adventure Time snail that's hidden in almost every episode of the show. And over in the Sky Arena, you can actually spot a number of references. They kind of went crazy on this one. There's Steven's cheeseburger backpack, there's a cookie cat, some pearl points, a ruby ship taken off in the background, fish stew pizza, donuts from the Big Donut, Amethyst's whip, Amethyst, and even Rose's sword and Pearl's chalkboard, creating a cute little scene of when Pearl was teaching Connie to sword fight. I love that kind of stuff. Wait, what was I doing? Well, we only got one more character to check out before we wrap things up for today. We looked at Steven, Garnet, and Finn, which just leaves Jake. Ugh, right. I forgot. Mumble, grumble, free to play. Oh, I actually earned enough coins to unlock Jake without even paying money, just by playing the game. Alright, fine. It's kinda cool. Anyway, Jake's fun! The dude's a shape-shifting magical dog, so the possibilities here are endless and the game runs with it. Jake turns into a house, a boat, a car, a horse. He rides a skateboard, he stretch, he eat, he's just all over the place and it's really fun. And playing as Jake, I actually managed to snag a few pretty close call wins. So I don't know, I might cause a bit of an upset here and become a bit of a Jake main. I mean, yeah, Steven and Garnet are some of my favorite cartoon characters of all time, and Finn does have a lot more interesting stuff going on mechanically, but Jake can do this. Huh?